All righty. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And welcome to our Transformation Tuesday. I'm super grateful for today's guest. I've been really looking forward to this call because I truly believe it's going to help so many people. So get yourself comfortable, grab a pen, paper. If you're anything like me, you'll want to take notes. For those who don't know me, my name is Rhonda Muller. I'm a nutritional therapist based in Mackay, up in North Queensland of Australia. And I have Rachel Baccarat joining us all the way from Minnesota. I think I said that properly, in the US, or as she calls it, Siberia. And I'm a bit geographically challenged at the best of times, but I believe it's almost, up there near Canada. So it would be getting a
Hours
bit.
south.
Sorry?
2 hours south. So there we go.
There you go. There you go. So Rachel and I first met, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was in 2019 on a Zoom call, all about activation, nutrigenomics, epigenetics. And it was just like I was eyes like dinner plates, really just absorbing all this information because that's my gig. And I remember instantly connecting with Rachel's story because it was so similar to mine. So I'm really hoping we're just going to keep this really quick because it's late over in Rachel's time, and she's been going and going and going. Like this woman is driving force. But yeah, so we're going to try and keep this short and really just focusing on, what is activation? What can it do physically, mentally, even when you're purpose driven, like the two of us are. So Rachel, welcome. Thank you so much. Before we dive in, can you just give everyone a quick snapshot of where you were at before you found activation and what was life like back then for you?
Like you, Rhonda, I wasn't a stranger to nutrition. I wasn't a stranger to natural health protocols. In fact, I would consider myself, I didn't know what it was called, but I probably would have called myself somewhat of a biohacker back then. I've been taking supplements since I was 18 years old. In fact, one of my first jobs was working at a nutritional store selling vitamins. And so here I was at 18, 19, 20 years old taking copious antioxidants and multivitamins and minerals and sports nutrition supplements and protein powders, trying to like maximize my performance and health and longevity. I found myself in a precarious spot at about age 30. And I had seen some great heights in business and then some very low valleys. And I was going through a pretty stressful business failure, watching about 10% of my revenue decline every month. That was 10% of my check as well. And I watched this for a period of about 3 years, and it kind of felt as a young entrepreneur that I was losing everything. And so the toll of it, and poor nutritional choices as well, probably too much caffeine, not enough sleep, probably too many ultra processed foods as well, not drinking like the best shakes in the world and more artificial stuff. I didn't know. And I found myself with severe adrenal fatigue and the beginning stages of Hashimoto's thyroiditis, which is basically low thyroid. But it's where your autoimmune kind of your system kind of works to attack itself. And I went to my naturopath and they did some testing, and she said, "You have the highest saliva cortisol I've ever seen." And she goes, "I don't know if it's tomorrow. I don't know if it's in 2 weeks, but I know at some point you're going to crash. And when you do, you won't be able to get out of bed for 6 months." And she goes, "I need you to take a 2 to 4 week sabbatical, like go lay on a beach." And I said, "You don't understand. I can't. My business is failing. I can't do that." She goes, I understand what you're saying, but I know entrepreneurs that literally cannot even sit upright when their adrenals become insufficient. They don't produce cortisol anymore. And so I was like, "Well, tell me what else they can do." So she gave me about $300 a month, which is probably like 9,000 in Aussie dollars of supplements. And it was everything you can imagine, the Ayurvedic things, the ashwagandha and the rhodiolas and the holy basils and all these like kind of cortisol stress relieving things. And she put me on a diet which was no sugar and no wine and no fun, and said, go like relax and start do your best to kind of reduce and mitigate stress in your life. And after a couple of months, I felt absolutely no different. My hair was breaking off. My skin was a mess, cystic acne. I was gaining weight. I was always a thin, tall, thin giraffe, and I was like gaining weight around my midsection. And I remember the worst valley is I found myself making a protein shake in my kitchen and I spilled it. And it was so devastating. I just left it there and I walked to my bedroom and I lay down for like hours. And I couldn't even handle the slightest amount of stress anymore. I was just completely taxed. And my girlfriend, we were having conversations about business, and she mentioned, my friend has a product that is supposedly this like miracle product. It's like $50 a month or whatever, and it lowers stress. And then she didn't know what it was. And I said, well, tell me about it. Get me on the phone with this woman. And she wouldn't introduce me. So I went on YouTube and I found the ABC Primetime Investigative Report, which is from 2005 about per tandem. And I had this instant deja vu because I saw it on primetime. I remember I was like, I watched that on the news in 2005. And this was like the height of me being into wellness and vitamins. And I was like, I know this product. So I became a customer in LifeVantage. And that was my first introduction to activation because I had been taking mega doses vitamin C for years, CoQ10 for anti-aging and mitochondria support, cardiovascular support, high doses of omega-3s. I thought I was doing everything, but it was supplementation. And within 2 nights of being on per tandem, and I will say caveat, I started on 2 a day. Because Birdie told me that if you're really sick, you can do 1 in the morning, 1 at night. And I was really sick. And so I took 1 in the morning, 1 at night. And by the second night, I had a very unique experience. I slept through the night. Now, for most people, that's like a normal occasion. But I had chronic insomnia since I was 16. So at that point, 14 years. And I thought, maybe it's a fluke. It happened every so often, but I was like, maybe it's a fluke. And then it just kept getting better. Within about 6 weeks, I dropped 8 pounds. Now, mind you, I didn't have energy to exercise. I mean, I would go to the gym and I would literally lay heavy breathing for about 4 hours on the couch trying to recover from squats. And so it was inflammation was coming off of my body. And at that point, I started getting excited. So I started sharing it with some friends, as we do when you're excited about something. And I shared it with my mother. She came over one day. I showed her the ABC Primetime Report. Her jaw was on the floor. Everyone I asked, I showed 11 people. They all said, where do I buy it? And so I said, we got to share this. And so that was my introduction. Fast forward down 18 pounds. I think the best part, within a year, I went back and my cortisol is completely normal. Praise the Lord. And then also my Hashimoto is completely regulated. I did cut gluten as well. Just a little fun fact. I learned that was really key. And it's just been better and better. And now I'm 72 years old. Just kidding. But I'm 40. I'll be 41, Rhonda, in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And I am almost 8 months pregnant this week. I'm 8 months pregnant with my second son. And both pregnancies I've been activated. And my firstborn is, a little over 2. He's the smartest, healthiest, just absolutely above and beyond. And I couldn't imagine doing life or pregnancy or motherhood or business without feeling this good. And it doesn't hurt to also look great too. It's like 10 years in now. I'm pretty blown away of what it looks like when you actually give your body what it needs to age gracefully. So yeah, that's my story and kind of the snapshot of life was stressful. It was spending a lot of money on, I think, wasted supplements. And people are always shocked at how simplified my regimen is now. It's like, I don't need a lot of things. I have the basic things to produce what my body needs to perform its best. And that's really what activation is. It's like, we're not having to inject or, kind of fake the body. It's like, no, it already has the tools to turn on the right pathways. So that's pretty cool. And it's just giving me the energy to run 2 global businesses on 20 hours a week and then keep up with my very busy 2.5-year-old. So
yeah, beautiful. And for me, like everything that you shared, that was my journey. Like my husband would complain because the drains in our shower were so fully blocked with my hair. It was falling out. And so I initially looked at these because of this professional standpoint, been studying oxidative stress and epigenetics and nutrigenomics and mitochondrial and, gut health. And so when I saw the science behind it, I knew immediately for my clientele, pediatric special needs, mental health, autism, ADHD, I wasn't even thinking about me. I was just thinking, oh my goodness, I need to get this out to my clients, to everyone in my network and stuff. But then when I started taking it myself, all of that stuff that you experience, like my energy, I would get up and do the dishes, have to lay back down, totally spent. Had to sell off my clinic because I couldn't even get into my bricks and mortar clinic. I had to, just work from the comfort of my own home. And but within 3 days, I felt like I was back in my 20s, and it was like, holy dooly. It was just extraordinary. So,
what's interesting is, I think what's interesting is that what people are facing, not only in Australia, New Zealand, in the US, and in pretty much all westernized nations now, because of the amount of stress that we're under, physically, chemically, emotionally, politically, financially, because of the amount of stress and the toxic burden that we're under, I should say it's common. It's common to feel brain fog, tired, fatigue, to see things like hair loss or brittle nails or poor skin or to have bloating after meals. It's common, but it's not normal. And we've kind of accepted it as normal, and it doesn't have to be. And I think that's why we're so excited about the activation message, and we won't shut up about it.
Absolutely. And I'm exactly the same, because I just look at it, well, who am I to gatekeep this information? Like people need to know. It's a smorgasbord of information, and then they can pick and choose, what works for them, etc. So I just wanted to, like you were talking about, your pregnancy and that little boy of yours. I tell you, every time he smiles, it just lights up the whole room, right? He's just so cute. So obviously, I've got my own 4 grandkids, so I think they're pretty cute as well. But, with your skin, your hair, because, to me, hair is everything. Like when it's falling out, I'm really, really grateful that it's, this is the thickest my hair's ever been. And I know you were in a similar story. But, to me, it's about, giving people options, searching for solutions and things like that, transformation. So, I don't know about you, but when I got started, I wasn't in it for the money. Like, it annoys the heck out of my accountant, out of my husband, because that's not my motivator. But am I grateful that there's money coming through? Absolutely. Because then, and I know that you're passionate about this, because if we have money, then we can help more people, right? It gives us choices, organic food, education, whatever it is that we're wanting to do. So I just want to say, when we're serving from the heart, and I know that this is something you're really passionate about, what would you say to people who are looking at this and maybe, getting started as a customer, or even looking at, they're thinking of all the people that we've just talked about, some of the things that people are struggling with? What would you say to them? How could we potentially support them moving forward?
Yeah, I think that there's a great opportunity here with the economy that we're in right now. And I think there's a few trends. I'm an entrepreneur, Rhonda. I've owned several large businesses globally, built businesses in different continents, and lived in different continents. And I will say one thing I look for is trends. And some of the trends that are going on right now, we're living in the trust economy. Trust is the greatest source of currency. And so more than anything, people want to buy from somebody that they know, like, and trust. And if you have something that you love, that you have conviction in, that maybe you even have an experience or result with, it's becoming very natural to refer people to said brand. We do it all the time with a movie or a restaurant or a fashion brand or a fragrance that we love. And now the conversation has so much more gravitas because we are in a world that stress is one of the largest epidemics. We are in a world where I'll give you statistics in the US, over 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Consumer debt's at its
It's very similar over here as well. Yeah.
debt is at its highest level. I think the average American has over $9,000 just in credit card debt alone. We have conditions where average adult might be on 7 to 10 different medications or pharmaceuticals. We're going to see rates of over 50% of the American adult population be obese by 2030. So we are in a crisis mode where people are, as wonderful as it is to refer the next Netflix binge or, kind of cool TV series that we're loving. What a great blessing to say, I found something and it's really worked for me and you should check it out. Cool thing is the company, we have a great model. It's based on affiliate marketing and direct sales. And so if activation, if like, hey, you want to get a result in your own body and then you want to share it, affiliate marketing is the future. It's the current, and it's also a little bit of the past, but it's the current. It's one of the fastest growing professions here in America for sure. The average affiliate marketer makes over $80,000 per year. And there's companies right now that you can earn very quickly and start partnering with, like Amazon. Amazon affiliate's one of the largest ones, but you'll earn about 3 to 4% every time you refer somebody, and that's one time on one sale. So you sell that gadget, that water bottle, that T-shirt, or that thing that's going to end up in a landfill, or partnering with a wellness giant. We've done $2 billion in sales just on Protandim alone, publicly traded, debt-free. We just acquired one of the probably hottest new gut health companies in the US. They just formed about 3 years ago. We just acquired them, a $9 million microbiome company. And so we're moving into the space of gut restoration. And so you can earn up to 30 to 40% referring people that or people that you connect with online, or maybe followers on your Instagram or TikTok. And so if there's ever been a time where like, you know what, I would love to bring a product that I really believe in to the market. I'd love to get paid to help other people in a noble cause, because there's a lot of ways to get paid. Not all of it's noble. But I think that it's one of the more noble causes is to help people with their health. And there's a lot of gimmicks and fads. You and I don't need to spend much time to talk about how much snake oil is out there, or what I call expensive urine, that most supplements really, really are. And to have something that is backed by 30 peer-reviewed published studies, over 10 patents internationally, that is the only supplement proven to extend life. My neighbor was over the other day, and she was like, "So what again do you do?" And I said, "Well, let me ask you this." I said, if there was a supplement, if there was a natural product that was made of 5, common herbs, 5 unique natural herbs in tandem that lowered the stress in your body by 40% in 30 days, 70% in 90 days, and was the only product proven to extend life on average 7% in mice. And that was backed by a 10-year federally funded study by the NIH. And it costs less than $2 a day to take. Would you take it? And she's like, well, that's a no-brainer. I was like, of course it's a no-brainer. And that's why I said yes. Is because there's a lot of lotions and potions and notions that are out there. And some people love to sell things like, the next hat or shoes or clothes or candle or whatever, what have you, widget or whatnot. For me, it's knowing that I have the number one most proven anti-aging breakthrough in the world. And it's affordable and accessible in an economy where people are desperate for real results. So that's where I say yes. And I say, I can, this is a business where you can earn a little bit of money to get your product paid for, which is nice. But it's also a business that you can say, like Rhonda, it's like, hey, I'm actually going to make something out of this. I'm going to take back what I walked away from in my clinic and put the same professionalism and diligence here and build a full-time income. It's up to you. The cool thing is there's no cap. It's largely based on the impact and influence and due diligence you want to bring to it and work ethic. But it is truly amazing. And this team of just heart-driven entrepreneurs, mostly women, I got to say, a lot of women that truly want and desire for other people to succeed. I mean, you guys just hosted an amazing event, an entire workshop with your top leaders pouring into each other, bringing in speakers from all over the world to give strategy. Where are you going to, you going to become a realtor and find that? You're going to
Yeah,
start
exactly.
start
Yeah.
a coffee shop and find that? You're gonna drive for Uber and find that? You're not gonna find the community anywhere else. So I think it's finding all of it. It's like it's commissions, it's conviction, it's proof, and it's community. It's just it's got like the whole boat. It's a lot of work if you want a lot of money, or a little bit of work if you want a little bit of money. So kind of your choice.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, it's seriously, how many people do you know that are stressed? You know, they're burned out, or their moods are fluctuating, their hormones, gut, weight, skin, you name it, right? So yeah, I just want to say thank you so much. And if you're anything like us and you're serving from the heart and you're thinking of other people, reach out, you know, because we're always open to chatting. And heading into Christmas and New Year, this is such a powerful time for people to jump in and start their own journey, right? Everyone wants to look and feel their best leading into the season. Yeah, so thank you so much, Rachel. I really just appreciate your time. I know how busy you've been. And it's always inspiring to see how, you know, consistent activation completely change a person's energy and focus and future. So anyone that's, you know, for everyone that's watching, please reach out to the person who cared enough to share this with you, to invite you, and they can help you get started and experience your own transformation. So, yeah, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you and your time, and I'll let you get back to your family. Thank you so much, darling.
Guys.
Thank you. Bye.